Hi, good morning. My name is Arijit Paul, and I'm the trainer for the Microsoft Power BI and Power Platform course from Uplatz. Today's topic is Introduction to Microsoft Fabric. So, very warm welcome to today's lesson where we are going to talk about Microsoft Fabric. We are going to understand the key components of Microsoft Fabric, what lies within this, how can we understand data governance. We can also learn about data integration, where we can connect seamlessly to different kinds of data sources. We'll speak about collaboration, where we can enable cross-functional data collaborations within Microsoft Fabric. And we are going to conclude with also scalability, where we can understand that it supports large-scale data processing. So basically, what is Microsoft Fabric? To understand this, we are going to take help from our official Microsoft Learn. And if we go to Microsoft Fabric documentation, we're going to get all these options. We're going to get start with what's Microsoft Fabric. We are going to get the option to try Microsoft Fabric for free. In the overview, we can talk about security in Microsoft Fabric. Then we can go into the concept where we can choose a Fabric data store. We can also have the option of Copilot in Microsoft Fabric. Then we can also get to see and get to understand some solutions with task force developed with end-to-end tutorials and Fabric capacity and license types. So it is very important to understand each of these concepts which comes under Microsoft Fabric. And also these are the major applications which comprises inside the Microsoft Fabric universe. We have Power BI, which can help you find insights, track progress, and make decisions faster using interactive visualizations. We have Data Factory, which solve complex data ingestion, transformation, and orchestration scenarios. We then go to Data Activator, which alerts users or triggers workflows when patterns and conditions are detected. Then we can talk about industry solutions, which manage data, analyze, and make decisions with industry specific solutions such as retail, sustainability, healthcare, and manufacturing. We also have to talk about real time intelligence, where you can discover insights from your streaming data, ingest, index, and partition any data source or format, then query the data and create visualizations. We then come to Synapse Data Engineering, where we can build, transform, and share your data estate using lakehouses, notebooks, and Spark environments. And also we have Synapse Data Science, where we can unlock powerful insights using AI and machine learning technology. At the last, you see we have Synapse Data Warehouse, where we can analyze the data in a secure SQL warehouse for greater scale and performance in an open data format. So that is the benefit which we can get, and we can analyze this in the best way possible. And as you can see from these 8 components and these 8 different types of softwares or tools, you can see it is essential for every role in data industry. For data analyst, Fabric is essential because they are going to be presenting dashboards and the reporting layer will be in Power BI. For data engineers, components in Synapse Data Warehouse, Data Factory, Synapse Data Engineering, all these are important. And for data scientists, we have Synapse Data Science, we have real-time intelligence, industry solutions. So for all people, for all categories, should have a proper end-to-end learning in Microsoft Fabric. We also have certain certifications which are available for Microsoft Fabric. We can take the help of AI, of natural language processing, or rather of GenAI, which is Chat GPT. It is using generative predefined transformations. So to analyze the data, we can understand from Chat GPT what are the certain certifications we can derive from Microsoft Fabric. We can also go into the search option and we can look for certifications. But for this instance, I'm gonna take the help of Chat GPT, and I'm gonna say use the web and find me relevant certification related to Fabric. If I just set this up, now we can see this first example, which is Microsoft Certified Fabric Analytics Engineer Associate. So this is the first certificate which is ideal, and as you can understand, there is a new Microsoft Certification and Fabric Career Hub. We can see that there is exam DP implementing analytics solution with Microsoft Fabric, which helps you earn the Microsoft Certified Fabric Analytics Engineer Associate certification. So if you want to prepare for the Microsoft Fabric Analytics Engineer Association, we can have this link. It links us and it takes us to Microsoft Learn. Well, this entire certificate and all these chapters are outside the scope of this entire syllabus. But yes, at the next part or at the later part of the sessions, after concluding about PL300, about Power BI, definitely I will gonna incorporate certain terminology, certain understanding, and certain chapters from Microsoft Fabric, as well as all the chapters in Microsoft Power Platform. So we can have an in-depth understanding, and also this will be very important for the future. So I'm gonna give overview and in-depth introduction for today for this lesson. But this entire certification will give you the entire scope, and in the overview you can understand that you will be responsible for this role, including transform data into reusable analytics assets by using Microsoft Fabric components such as lake houses, data warehouse, notebooks, data flows, data pipelines, semantic models, and reports. You implement analytics best practices in Fabric, including version control and deployment. To implement solutions as a Fabric analytics engineer, you partner with other roles such as solution architects, data engineers, data scientists, AI engineers, database administrators, Power BI, data analysts. So as you can see, the first part of this course will focus on primarily this role, Power BI data analyst. But if you want to coordinate with Microsoft Fabric, if you want to learn all these features, you can also understand in an in-depth review about the roles which exist, about the transformations, and also the skill measures, where we can plan, implement, and manage a solution for data analytics. You can prepare and serve data, implement and manage semantic models, explore and analyze data as well. So, in understanding preparing for this exam, you need to have an in-depth knowledge with all these parts, getting started with Fabric, implement a lakehouse with Microsoft Fabric, how you can ingest data with Microsoft Fabric, implement a data warehouse with Microsoft Fabric, and the last part, working with semantic models in Microsoft Fabric. So I'll just keep this first tab open for now, and I can just mention the prompt which I was using in the last exam. So instead of PL 400, now we can search about what's the name of this exam. So we see DP 600 implement solutions using Microsoft Fabric. So I'm going to copy this entire prompt, and yes, I'm going to paste it over here. Instead of PL400, you say act as DP600 implementing analytic solution using Microsoft Fabric's expert. And now we are going to connect to the first part of this lesson, right? So here in my Teams channel, I have implemented this documentation. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this. I'll open a Word document, and okay, right. So I see that this is already incorporated in this document, so I don't see any reason to change this. I'll enable edit and I'll just go to the focus mode. And now, as we can start, what is basically Microsoft Fabric? Microsoft Fabric is a comprehensive data governance and integration platform designed to provide a uniform approach to managing data across multiple sources and environments. It enables organizations to govern, integrate, and secure and collaborate on data at scale by offering seamless integration across the Microsoft ecosystems, including Power BI, Power Platform, and Azure. Microsoft Fabric provides a robust infrastructure for business to transform their data into actionable insights while ensuring compliance as well as security. If I try to get this in-depth knowledge of where we can get a proper understanding of Microsoft Fabric, let me see if I can be able to access this with the credentials account. So as you can see, if I open to my Power BI link, this is the uh, logo which I'm getting. This is the logo for Microsoft Fabric. And since Power BI service is also incorporated as a tool in Microsoft Fabric, we can work with semantic models and we can work with reports using this structure itself. If we just click over here in the downward option, we see that we have the option of Power BI. Here we have certain other options as well. We have Power BI, we have Data Factory, Data Activator, Real-Time Intelligence. In Synapse, we have Data Engineering, Data Science, and Data Warehouse. And if we just click on this top right, we see we have Microsoft Fabric. If we just click over it, this is the Microsoft Fabric home. And this is how we can explore the experience, and this is how the Microsoft Fabric home interface looks like, where we have Power BI, Data Factory, Data Activator, Real-Time Intelligence, Synapse Data Engineering, Synapse Data Science, and also we got Synapse Data Warehouse. So as you can understand, if I click on Power BI, I'll be getting into the interface of Power BI. I'll be across all these workspaces and also my own workspace, which has been assigned as my workspace. So everything is being assigned over here. But if we just click on the other options like Data Factory, you see we have all these windows, and this is the Data Factory window. This is the Data Activator window, where you can see it starts with a welcome message, get started option of Data Activator. It gives us the preview and also some certifications, some learning materials. You can see that how can we get started, how we can use these tools. Similarly, same for real-time intelligence. It goes to the real-time intelligence part, where we can see that we have some recommended items to create, like event house, KQL query net, event stream, reflex, user sample. Going back to data engineering, we see that we have the welcome options of get started with Synapse Data Engineering, where we can see that we have recommended items to create, and in these items we can see we have options of lakehouse, notebook, environment, Spark job definition, data pipeline, import notebook, and choose a sample. We see that we have the option, so we can learn more about Synapse data engineering as well. And we can see that we have some options like what is a lakehouse, how can we get data experience in lakehouse, how can we start with the Spark job definitions, and how we can develop and execute notebooks. All these options have been enabled. And we can see for Synapse environments, we have Synapse Data Science, and we got Synapse Data Warehouse as well. Can have an explainer, and we can again come through all this part. So this is just what I wanted to explain, how Microsoft Fabric operation it looks and what are the activities which can be a part of it. So firstly, we can see the key components of Microsoft Fabric are data governance. So data governance is at the heart of Microsoft Fabric. It provides tools to help organizations manage the availability, the usability, integrity, and the security of the data used across different platforms. It enforces policies and ensures that data complies with regulatory and organizational standards. The key features are data classification. It automatically classifies data based on sensitivity as well as importance. We have data lineage, where it tracks the entire life cycle of data from creation to consumption. And also we have the option of role-based access, where it ensures only authorized users have access to certain datasets. The second part is data integration, where Microsoft Fabric facilitates the seamless integration of data from various sources, both on-premise and cloud-based. It connects disparate data systems, unifying them under one platform to ensure consistency as well as accessibility. We also have the key features where the first option is multi-cloud and hybrid support, where it supports Azure, AWS, and on-premise system. We also have the ETL option, which is extract, transform, load, powerful tools for extracting, transforming, and loading data. We also have the collaboration and data sharing option. So Fabric enhances cross-functional collaboration by allowing multiple teams, IT, data analysts, business stakeholders to work together on shared data sets. The key features include data collaboration, which enables shared insights and workflows across teams, and version control, which tracks changes and allows rollback of data changes if necessary. Fourth point is scalability and performance. So Fabric's architecture is designed to handle large-scale data processing, ensuring that organizations can grow without performance bottlenecks. The key features are elastic scaling, so it automatically scales to meet processing demands, and also parallel processing, which improves performance for large data sets. So we also have included some real world use cases as well. So a global retail company uses multiple data sources, including sales data from point of sale system, inventory data from warehouse management, and customer data from their CRM. Microsoft Fabric enables seamless integration of these data sources into a single platform, ensuring that decision makers have a unified view of sales performance, inventory levels, as well as customer trends. So also that comprises mostly of the first part of this lesson. So now what we are going to do, we are going to have full multiple choice questions comprising of mostly the section 1. What I'll do is I'll just switch back from focus mode and okay, let's try to paste that. So I'm just gonna edit this part where I mentioned access GTP 600 implement analytic solutions using Microsoft Fabric Expert and add 10 MCQs with answers and explanations for instead of part 3 we are making part 1. Make the Q&As as of today by searching the web and also include questions with multiple correct answers. So that's what ChatGPT will search the web and basically it will come and it will find the solution. So now I can remove this and I can add this back, help me with complete understanding and also with the 10 questions. We're going to do that for part 2. So I've just parked this here for now. And as you can see, ChatGPT is generating this in a matter of seconds. How it is getting this information and how we are getting in an end-to-end way the integration along with the Power Platform. So basically, how we can integrate like how we can integrate Microsoft Fabric with Power BI and Power Platform. That's gonna be the next lesson. So before that, I'll just Control N and Control V to get the MCQs. So let's have a proper understanding and let's get ourselves equipped with the proper syllabus as well. So starting with question 1, what is the primary goal of Microsoft Fabric? The answer will be A. Microsoft Fabric is designed as a comprehensive data governance and integration platform that unifies data from various sources, ensuring governance, collaboration, and compliance at scale. Moving on to question 2, which of the following are key components of Microsoft Fabric? So we have the option to choose any two. The correct answers will be answer A and answer C. Answer A will be data governance, and C stands for elastic scaling. So, data governance and elastic scaling are two core components of Microsoft Fabric, ensuring compliance and performance scalability across large data sets. We can have question 3. Which feature of Microsoft Fabric allows for tracking the entire lifecycle of data? The answer will be B, data lineage. So data lineage in Microsoft Fabric tracks the entire lifecycle of data from its creation to its use, ensuring transparency as well as governance. What type of scaling is utilized by Microsoft Fabric to handle large-scale data processing? The answer will be B, which is elastic scaling. So elastic scaling in Microsoft Fabric allows the platform to automatically adjust resource allocation based on processing demands, optimizing performance. Which of the following best describes the collaboration capabilities within Microsoft Fabric? The answer is B, which is enables cross-functional collaboration across teams. Microsoft Fabric enhances cross-functional collaboration, allowing teams from IT, data analysis, and business units to collaborate on shared datasets. Moving on to question 6. What does ETL process in Microsoft Fabric stands for? The answer here is A. As you can understand, as long as it complies with the other Microsoft transformation process, it stands for extract, transform, and load. So ETL process is extract, transform, and load. It's in Microsoft Fabric is used to gather, cleanse, and load data into the platform for analysis. Moving on to question 7. Which Microsoft Fabric feature ensures that only authorized users can access specific datasets? The answer here is B. It is role-based access. So role-based access ensures that only authorized users can access certain datasets, maintaining security and compliance across the platform. How does Microsoft Fabric support hybrid cloud environments? The correct answer here is A, by supporting on-premise systems and cloud platforms like Azure and AWS. Microsoft Fabric supports hybrid cloud environments by integrating with both on-premise systems and cloud platforms like Azure and AWS. Moving on to question 9. Which real-world scenario best exemplifies the use of Microsoft Fabric? The answer is A, a retail company integrating sales, inventory, and customer data across systems. In this scenario, a global retail company can use Microsoft Fabric to integrate sales, inventory, and customer data, providing a unified view for decision makers. So, moving on to question 10. Which features are commonly used for data integration in Microsoft Fabric? The answer here is answer A and C. So, answer A stands for data pipelines and C stands for data flows. So data pipelines and data flows are core features of Microsoft Fabric used for integrating and managing data from various sources into a unified platform. So these questions cover part 1. In part 2, we talk about the integration of Microsoft Fabric with Power BI and Power Platform. So let me just copy this part and I'm gonna scroll up and I'm gonna paste this as part 2, and here I'm gonna again modify this for part 2, right? So now it is getting updated and now we are having the end-to-end understanding documentation as well. So if we can move into the PowerPoint, we can see that we have already talked about the key components which are for Microsoft Fabric. The first is data governance, which manages availability, usability, integrity, as well as security of data. We have data integration, which unifies data from on-premise and cloud-based sources. We also touch up on collaboration, where teams can share data models and insights. And at the end, we have scalability, which handles large scale data processing with ease. Right. Also, we also have the real world use case scenarios of Microsoft Fabric as well. So, a global retail company integrates sales, inventory, and customer data using Microsoft Fabric. So we see that we have some options of sales data from point of sale system, inventory data from warehouse management, customer data from CRM. Fabric ensures data consistency and provides decision makers with a unified view. That is the best part of Microsoft Fabric. How it integrates all the three components from data analyst, data science, and data engineering, and it brings them together in one platform. So that is what I can understand. So Fabric can be integrated with both Microsoft Power BI and also Microsoft Power Apps and Power Platform in general. So in Microsoft Fabric, we can see that it integrates seamlessly with Power BI, providing governed data models and automated data updates. Governed data models, it inherits the security and governance policies, and improved data lineage, tracks data origin and transformations. And also we have automated updates, which ensures datasets are refreshed in real time. We can see that like Microsoft Fabric can also integrate with Power Platform. So Microsoft Fabric supports workflows in Power Automate and apps in Power Apps. In Power Automate, can trigger workflows based on data events, and Power Apps, it enables low-code applications interacting with governed data. That is the best part of Microsoft Fabric. So we can again get into the documentation which has been prepared by ChatGPT. We can just get this from focus mode, and I'll replace this with what we have got and put this on focus. So first, let us start with integration with Power BI. So Power BI as a leading tool for data visualization and reporting integrates seamlessly with Microsoft Fabric. As I've earlier shown and earlier demoed regarding this, we can easily incorporate the facility, the option of Power BI with Microsoft Fabric. So as you can understand, the integration of Power BI with Microsoft Fabric brings several kinds of advantages. First, we have governed data models. So when using Power BI with Fabric, data models inherit governance policies applied within Fabric, ensuring consistent and secure data usage. This feature is critical for organizations aiming for reliable data lineage and trust in their reporting. We also have the option of improved data lineage. So Power BI users benefit from detailed data lineage, which shows the path from raw data to the final reports, improving the overall transparency. We have automated dataset updates. So Fabric ensures that datasets in Power BI are automatically updated, simplifying data refreshes and ensuring users always work with the most current information. We also have the option of enhanced data security. So integration with Fabric allows Power BI to implement role-based access control, ensuring that sensitive data is protected based on user roles. We also have the integration with Power Platform. So Fabric's integration with Power Platform enhances automation, and also it gets us the application development capabilities. So as you can see, we can integrate with Power Automate. So Power Automate, Microsoft's automation tool, works with Fabric to trigger workflows based on governed data events. For example, a workflow might notify sales team when specific thresholds are met, ensuring business processes comply with data governance. Then again, we talk about the integration with Power Apps. So Power Apps used to build low-code applications leverages Fabric for secure and compliant data interaction. By connecting Power Apps with Fabric, Applications such as real-time customer service dashboards can access sensitive data while maintaining security and compliance standards. These integrations support business intelligence, process automation, and app development, all while maintaining data governance and compliance within the Fabric environment. We can see that we have some 10 multiple choice questions with the answers and explanations. So first, what is one of the primary benefits of integrating Power BI with Microsoft Fabric? The answer here is automatic dataset refreshes. So Power BI datasets are automatically updated when integrated with Fabric, ensuring the most recent data is used for analytics. Which governance feature is inherited by Power BI when integrated with Microsoft Fabric? The answer is B, which is role-based access control. So Fabric provides advanced security features like role-based access controls, and this definitely ensures that only the authorized users access specific data. So that is the benefit of using role-based access control. If we can move into the next question, how does Microsoft Fabric improve data lineage in Power BI? So the answer here is B, by providing a comprehensible view of data transformations from source to report. So Fabric's data lineage features helps Power BI users track how data flows from source to visualization, ensuring transparency. What capability does Power Automate gain when integrated with Microsoft Fabric? The answer is B, workflow triggering based on governed data events. So workflow triggering based on governed data events can be used from Power Automate. So Power Automate can trigger these very workflows based on data events governed by Fabric security policies. Right. Which component of Microsoft Fabric supports Power Platform's low-code app development? The answer here is D, which is Synapse Link for Dataverse. So Synapse Link for Dataverse seamlessly integrates between Fabric and Dataverse, which supports Power Platform's app development. Which security feature is enhanced by integrating Power Apps with Microsoft Fabric? Here the answer is C, which is data governance compliance. So Power Apps integrates with Fabric to ensure that the data used in apps adheres to governance and also security policies. We now move into question 7. What kind of automation does Power Automate perform when integrated with Microsoft Fabric? The answer will be B, business process automation triggered by governed data. So business process automation triggered by governed data is the answer. So with Fabric, Power Automate automates workflows based on data events, ensuring all processes comply with organizational data policies. Moving on to question 8, what is the primary role of Microsoft Fabric in enhancing Power BI's reporting capabilities? The answer will be B, securing data and enforcing governance policies. So securing data and enforcing governance policies are very, very important in this scenario. So Fabric enhances Power BI by adding the security features like role-based access and data governance. That is what we can understand in the best way possible. If you can move into the next questions, we have talked about, okay, okay, so Fabric, you can move into this. Which integration ensures that apps built with Power Apps comply with data governance policies? Here the answer is B, which is Synapse Link for Dataverse. So the integration of Power Apps with Fabric using Synapse Link for Dataverse ensures data compliance. That is what we can understand in the best way possible. Which of the following is a benefit of integrating Power BI with Microsoft Fabric? There are two answers over here, B and D. Improve data lineage and governed data models. So Fabric integration with Power BI improves data lineage transparency, and also it ensures governed data models for secure and consistent analytics. Okay, just give me 1 second. Yes. So yeah, basically what we wanted to establish is how Microsoft Fabric can integrate with Microsoft Power BI and Microsoft Power Platform. So now we are going to talk about the basic question answers and the documentations as well as the scope of this course. But before that, we need to understand basically what is Microsoft Fabric from the documentation of Microsoft Learn. See, whenever you're going to prepare for the exam, whenever you're going to prepare for any Microsoft certified exams, it's a very good practice to try to understand what course or what syllabus Microsoft is offering. So if we just press on, let me just go back. Let me take it to a new tab. So if we use this option, get started with Microsoft Fabric, this is showing us the first part. And here you see that you have the time, the learning path, the number of modules completed, and there are the prerequisites where it's mentioned you should be familiar with basic data concepts and terminology. So basically, there are no prerequisites involved. We can just press start. And that's how we can get the option in simple definitions, in simple understanding. So you have introduction where we have talked about Microsoft Fabric. It is an end-to-end data analytics platform that provides single integrated environment for data professionals and the business to collaborate on data projects. So as you can see, Microsoft Fabric also provides tools for both citizen and professional data practitioners and integrates with tools the business needs to make decision. Fabric also includes the following services, which is data engineering, data integration, data warehousing, real-time intelligence, data science, business intelligence. So we can just complete our modules by having a look through. It also mentions the amount of time it will take to explore to understand each of the fabrics. So if we try to understand the end-to-end analytics of Microsoft Fabric, give me 1 second. Um, okay, so as you can see, scalable analytics can be complex. It can be fragmented, and also scalable analytics can also be expensive. So with Microsoft Fabric, you don't have to spend all your time combining various services from different vendors. Instead, we can understand and also we can see in an end-to-end part how we are able to collaborate and how we can combine various services from different vendors. So we don't have to spend all our time, energy, resource for all these things. So, in addition to a simple shared user experience, Fabric is a unified software as a service, which is SaaS offering, with all your data stored in single open format in one lake. One lake is accessible by all of the analytics engines in the platform. So, Fabric offers scalability, cost effectiveness, accessibility from anywhere with an internet connection, and continuous updates and maintenance provided by Microsoft. We also have the option to explore One Lake, where One Lake is Fabric's lake-centric architecture. As you can see, it provides a single integrated environment for data professionals. So think of this like OneDrive for data. One lake combines storage locations across different regions and clouds into a single logical lake without moving or duplicating any of the data. Similar to how Office applications are pre-wired to use your organizational OneDrive, all the compute workloads in Fabric are pre-configured to work with one lake. So Fabric's data warehousing, data engineering, data integration, real-time intelligence, and Power BI all use OneLake as their native store without needing for any extra configuration. So in one lake, in one repository, you can see one uniform repository, which I can label it as. We see that we have all these components together, and it forms about all these parts. Like this is from the field of data integration, we have data factory. From the perspective of data engineering, we have Synapse data engineering. From the perspective of data warehousing, we have Synapse data warehouse. From the perspective of data science, we have Synapse data science. And also for data scientists can also refer to real-time intelligence and as well as business intelligence. So for analysts, they can use refer to real-time intelligence and Power BI as well. Power BI is basically catering to business intelligence, and for insight to action is also mentioned as data activator. So OneLake is built on top of Azure Data Lake Storage, which is ADLS, and data can be stored in any format, including Delta, Parquet, CSV, JSON, and also more. What this means is all of the compute engines in Fabric automatically stored their data in one lake. Data that is stored in one lake is then directly accessible by all of the compute engines without needing to be moved or copied. For tabular data, the analytics engine in Fabric will write data in Delta Parquet format, and all engines interact with the format seamlessly. So this is the entire architecture and the entire structure which I wanted to showcase and which I wanted to highlight. So this is what we can see in the best way possible whenever it comes to Fabric's experience. So if you want to explore more about Fabric's experiences, Fabric offers a set of analytics experiences that are designed to accomplish specific tasks and work together seamlessly. Fabric's experiences include Synapse Data Engineering, which is data engineering with a Spark platform for data transformations at scale. We have Synapse Data Warehouse, which is data warehousing with industry-leading SQL performance and scale to support data use. We have Synapse Data Science, which is data science with Azure Machine Learning and Spark for model training, as well as execution tracking in a scalable environment. We also have the option of Synapse Real-Time Intelligence, which is real-time intelligence to query and analyze large volumes of data in real time. Then we then come to Data Factory, which is data integration combining Power Query with the scale of Azure Data Factory to move and transform data. At last, we have Power BI, which is business intelligence for translating data into decisions. So Fabric provides a comprehensively data analytics solutions by unifying all these experiences on a single platform. We see that we can explore security and governance, and for Node we can see we have the separate documentation for Microsoft Fabric admin. So in admin center we can manage groups, we can permissions, we can configure data sources, we can configure gateways, and also we can do a phyllotra of activities. All right. You can also have the option of data teams and Microsoft Fabric. So Microsoft Fabric's uniform management and governance makes it easier for data professionals to work together on data projects. Fabric removes data silos and the need for access to multiple systems, enhancing collaboration between data professionals. Traditionally, the data engineer and data analyst role separation meant that there was an extra conversation that needed to happen to ensure that the engineer curated a perfect semantic model to help the analyst display data in an effective and insightful way for the business. With Fabric, data professionals work together in the same SAS product to better understand and identify needs of each other and the business. Further, data analysts now have greater context and ability to transform data further upstream with data factory. Whether you are a data engineer looking to simplify your semantic model curation or expanding your knowledge with data science techniques, Fabric provides a complete experience to serve your organization. For data analysts who may have had to perform extensive downstream data transformations before creating Power BI reports, you can now see the lineage and connect with data more directly with direct click mode. Okay. Data scientists now have an easier way to integrate native data science techniques and then use Power BI's interactive reporting to provide data informed insights in a new way. Because Fabric is a SaaS platform, it allows you to quickly and easily provision and run any type of workload or job without needing pre approval or planning. This means that you can scale resources up or down as needed and be more agile and responsive to changing business needs. Lastly, we can mention and we can conclude by saying Fabric is bringing the low to no code concept functionality and approach that has successfully empowered many users on the Power Platform to its own SaaS offering while it maintains scale and integrity for data science. Data warehousing, data ingestion and prep, and analytics. It also offers many ways to visually represent code that previously blocked many from going further. So also we can understand before we can explore the end-to-end capabilities of Microsoft Fabric must be enabled for our organization. We might need to work with our IT department to enable Fabric for our organization. So our IT department will give the necessary permissions, and the permissions required to enable Fabric are either Fabric admin, Power Platform admin, or Microsoft 365 admin. Fabric can be enabled at the tenant level or capacity level, meaning it can be enabled for the entire organization or for a specific group of users. If you don't have access to Fabric, we can contact our Fabric administrator and find out if it's available to you. The Fabric administrator was formerly known as a Power BI administrator role. So if you want to enable Microsoft Fabric, if you have admin privileges, we can access the admin center, and admins can make Fabric available to either the entire organizations, as I mentioned, to specific group of users, which can be organized based on their Microsoft 365 or Microsoft Entra security groups. Admins can also delegate the ability to enable Fabric to other users at the capacity level. So if your organization isn't using Fabric or Power BI today, we can sign up for a free Fabric trial to explore the different workloads. So we can get a free Fabric trial mode, especially from Microsoft. You can also create Fabric enabled workspaces. So all Fabric items, which are lakehouse, notebooks, pipelines, are stored in one lake and accessed via Fabric workspace. So to enable Fabric in a workspace, we can choose a trial or Fabric capacity license mode that can be created. So we also have the option to create items in Fabric. So after you create your Fabric enabled workspace, you can start creating items in Fabric. You can create items in Fabric using the create menu in the upper left corner of the Power BI service. Okay, all right. So we have these options where we can create items. As I mentioned, we can explore the Fabric workloads. So as you have understood and as you can see, Fabric workloads refer to different capabilities included in Fabric. You can switch between workloads using the workload switcher in the bottom left corner of the navigation pane. So as I've referred and as I've mentioned you, this is going to be the Fabric workload. And this is being mentioned over here. You may notice that Fabric workloads look similar to other Microsoft data offerings. So Fabric is built on Power BI and Azure Data Lake Storage and includes capabilities from Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, as well as Azure Machine Learning. What makes Fabric unique is that it brings these capabilities together in a single SaaS integrated experience without the need for access to any Azure resources. We can have the option, and we can now get the knowledge check options as well. So If we just press on the knowledge check option, we can also get this quiz options over here. So we can check our knowledge based on a live Q&A test. So which of the following is a key benefit of using Microsoft Fabric in data projects? Here, as you can see that option 3 is suited to be more relevant. It provides single integrated environment for data professionals and the business to collaborate on data projects. So what is the details, the default storage format for Fabric's One Lake? And also we have the third question, which of the following Fabric's workloads is used to move and transform data? So as we have understood and as we have reference from the older users and from the other references, we can definitely get this answer. And even if we don't have the necessary confidence, or even if we lack that confidence, we can also use Microsoft Learn to properly check and to get the reference for our questions, because while giving the exam it will be an open book exam. And if I get this option, what is the default storage method for Fabric's One Lake, we can just go into Microsoft Fabric, or we can just have a search option. We will have the search option here, so we can just type over here One Lake. We can have this option. We can link our Dataverse environment with Microsoft One Lake, and that is what we can see. We can try to get the knowledge of our understanding. And if we just type on Fabric, let's see if we type on Fabric, what will happen. We have also this option, get started with Microsoft Fabric. So yes, it will again lead me to this option, to the question, because my email is linked and I'm doing the research over here as well. So let me just do it from my own for now. What is the default storage? I'm choosing here Delta. And which of the following Fabric workloads is used to move and transform data? So even if I'm not sure about this for now, let me just try to see whether these options will be correct or not. So yes, thankfully, all these answers are correct. And now we also have the reason and the description. So Fabric's One Lake, it provides a single integrated environment for data professionals and the business to collaborate on data projects. So for the second question, Delta is correct. So the default storage format for One Lake is Delta Parquet, an open source storage layer that brings reliability to data lakes. To answer the third question, which are the following Fabric workloads is used to move and transform data. The Data Factory workloads combines Power Query with the scale of Azure Data Factory to move and transform data. So this summarizes all the concepts, and then this is what we can be able to get. We'll be getting an achievement, we can get a badge, and then we can get a slow transformation to the next module. So as you can understand, there are 11 modules in this section. So we have to complete those 11 modules if you want to complete the part one, right? So again, if I can give one understanding, we can get start with lake houses in Fabric. So the foundation of Microsoft Fabric is a lakehouse, which is built on top of One Lake scalable solution layer, and it uses Apache Spark and SQL compute engines for big data processing. A lakehouse is a unified platform that combines the flexibility and scalable solutions of a data lake and the ability to query and analyze data of a data warehouse. So imagine your company has been using a data warehouse to store structured data from the transactional system, such as order history, inventory levels, and customer information. You have also collected unstructured data from social media, website logs, and third-party sources that are difficult to manage and analyze using the existing data warehouse infrastructure. The company's new directive is to improve its decision-making capabilities by analyzing data in various formats across multiple sources. So in this module, we can explore how Lakehouse in Microsoft Fabric can help address scenarios. So this is the basic understanding we can get of Fabric Lakehouses. So Lakehouse presents as a database and is built on top of a data lake, and it is using the delta format tables. So lakehouses combine the SQL based analytic capabilities of a relational data warehouse and the flexibility and scalability of a data lake. As you can see, there are some benefits of using Lakehouse. Like Lakehouse uses Spark and SQL engines to process large-scale data, supports machine learning, and also predictive model analytics. Lakehouse data is organized in a schema on RAID format, which means you define the schema as needed rather than having a predefined schema. Lakehouses support ACID, which is atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Transactions through Delta Lake, formatted tables for data consistency and integrity. Lakehouses are also a single location for data engineers, data scientists, and data analysts to access and use data. So Lakehouse is a great option if you want a scalable analytics solution that maintains data consistency. It's important to evaluate your specific requirements to determine which solution is the best fit. We also have the option of Microsoft Fabric Lakehouses as well. So in Microsoft Fabric, you can create a lakehouse in any premium tier workspace. After creating a lakehouse, you can load data in any common format from various scenarios, including local files, databases, or APIs. We can also have the option to create and explore a lakehouse where we can create and configure a new lakehouse in the data engineering workload. And in these options, each lakehouse produces three named items in Fabric workspaces. So all these options are enabled and everything is being mentioned. So semantic data model is an automatically created semantic model based on tables in the lakehouses. Power BI reports can be built from the semantic model. SQL Analytics endpoint is a read-only SQL Analytics endpoint, which you can connect and query data with Transact SQL. So if you furthermore and if you do some more research, you can get all this information in an end-to-end basis. For now, for the basis of this course, let me just come back to the next part. And this is going to be the scope of this course. So this entire course will focus Power BI, it will focus on Power Automate, but it will also explore how Microsoft Fabric integrates with Microsoft Power BI and Microsoft Power Platform to deliver data-driven solutions as well. And also we can understand from an end-to-end perspective what we have learned in today's lesson. So we have learned about Microsoft data governance, so we can ensure secure and compliant data usage. We have learned about self-service analytics, where we can enable business users with governed data. We have learned about workflow automation, so Power Automate workflows based on real-time data. And this ensures data consistency as well. So Microsoft Fabric ensures data consistency across departments through a single source of truth. Consistent data is used, so it unified data models across Power BI and Power Platform. And Microsoft Fabric also ensures compliance with regulatory standards. You can see that it also improves the business efficiency, where Fabrics enables business to automate process and reduce manual tasks. It also has the option to automate reporting, where Power Automate generates reports based on real-time data. And we have workflow efficiency as well, where it automates notifications, approvals, and tasks. One of the most important features of Power BI is the very essence of enabling self-service analytics. So Fabric's integration with Power BI allows users to perform self-service analytics on governed datasets. We also have data governance, which ensures all data is compliant and secure, and it empowered business users. So it enables decision making without IT dependency. We also have real world use case, which is in the scope of this course. So an e-commerce company uses Fabric for sales, inventory, and customer data management. So what can be achieved from the basis of Power BI and also from the basis of Power Automate? So in Power BI, you can understand that we can generate reports for sales and customer data. In Power Automate, it automates restocking workflows based on inventory levels. So, as you can understand this as a conclusion, we can understand that Microsoft integrates seamlessly with Power BI and Power Platform to deliver constant, secure, and governed data solutions. we can explore further on how we can use Power BI and Power Automate in Fabric. And we're going to start on our Power BI PL 300 from the next lessons, where we are going to have an in-depth understanding on where we stand whenever it comes to Microsoft Power BI. And if I can just go to the link, if I may just get one more minute. So if we just click on Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst exam, we have all these methods. So I previously covered these methods when I was preparing for PL 300 exam. But now we can also start preparing together so that we can be able to get an in-depth and extensive learning about Power BI and how we can prepare the data for analysis. So this is going to be starting from the next lesson. So for now, we come to an end when it came to Power using Microsoft Fabric. And this is what we can come up with for today. So thank you so much.